They say positive thinking can change everything. But in my hometown, we learned that truth in the strangest way possible. It all started the day she arrived. Some folks said she could talk to the wind. Others swore they'd seen flowers bloom wherever she stepped. But everyone agreed on one thing. She knew something no one else did. Something that could turn sorrow into luck, pain into hope, and silence into a miracle. It all began the day Amelia knocked on her door. Her name was Amelia. Her hair stuck to her forehead with sweat, and her eyes were red from crying. Her husband had promised to come back from the city with money, but he never did. The food ran out. So did the hope. She knocked on the old woman's door, like someone knocking on their last chance to breathe. "I've got nothing left," she whispered. No faith, no strength, just fear. The old woman opened the door slowly, looked at Amelia with kindness, and asked in a soft, steady voice, "And what do you think will happen now, my dear?" Amelia took a deep breath. "Bad things. I can feel it. The worst is yet to come." The woman simply smiled, calm, knowing. Then that's exactly what will happen. Because what you think creates your life. Amelia said nothing. "How can I think positive in the middle of chaos?" she asked. The old woman smiled again, eyes steady. "Let me tell you a story." And that's when everything began to change. Amelia felt it. There was something powerful in that story. She didn't know how, but somehow she knew whatever came next could transform not just her life, but everyone's. There was once a man who lost everything. He sat crying by the riverbank until an old woman told him, "You still have the sun, the wind, and your life." He looked around. The river shimmered, the sky was blue, and for the first time he saw beauty in what was left. He hadn't gained a thing, but he realized he already had everything. The woman looked Amelia straight in the eyes. "The miracle doesn't come from outside. It begins the moment you change what you think." Amelia cried silently, and something inside her began to bloom. But no one in town was ready for what came next. Not the woman, not the people. The impossible was about to unfold before everyone's eyes. Amelia began waking up early, whispering to herself, "Today's gonna be a good day." Her face changed, the air around her too, and people noticed. Until one morning, the mailman showed up with a letter in his hands. It was from her husband. Work, money, hope. He was coming home. Amelia broke down in tears, but they weren't of sorrow. They were light. She ran straight to the old woman's house. "You were right." The old woman smiled. "No, my dear. You were the one who changed. The town was never the same again. People started coming from miles away just to hear her speak, and she always said the same thing. Think good thoughts, and good will find you." Little by little, sadness just faded from that place. If this story touched something in you, leave a heart in the comments. That's your first good thought of the day. And send this video to someone who needs to remember. Everything changes. When you change inside, sometimes the universe doesn't ask for big gestures. It doesn't need strength or money or luck. It just waits for a quiet decision to change from within. One different thought in the middle of chaos. One invisible but powerful choice. Because the way you see the world shapes the way the world responds to you. When you trade fear for faith, doubt for possibility, reality begins to bend. Slowly, gently, but surely. And before you even realize it, you become the miracle you've been waiting for. Years later, people still talked about the old woman. They said she passed away one calm morning, smiling, no goodbyes. But something stayed behind. On the front of her little house, there was a small wooden sign that read, "What you think finds you." And there, flowers never stopped blooming. Not even through the worst droughts, as if her thoughts were still alive, quietly turning silence into miracles. Because when one mind changes, it changes everything it touches.